So a few times now in the comments, I've been asked what tools do I use on my investing journey? What charting software do I use? How do I track my portfolio? How do I check the fundamentals of a company? So I thought, let's do a mini series on the channel, and every month or so, I'm going to put out a review video of one of the tools I use. And in this video, we're going to talk about how I amalgamate all the stocks from every platform I use, put them in one simple software, and generate some performance reports. Now, if you do have multiple brokers like Robinhood, Webull, Etoro, Interactive Brokers, this software from SHARESIGHT is a great way to amalgamate all your stocks in one location so that you can see your performance, your diversification, your dividends, and even how much tax you should be paying. And what's more than that is I am going to be giving away 1 free year access to this platform that I have genuinely been using for years now. Now, as always, before we dive into it, if you could help me out with the YouTube algorithm, make sure the like button is tapped blue. It will help this video reach a larger audience and help me grow my own journey here on YouTube. So if you are interested in joining our chat room for life, go ahead and sign up with Etoro via the link on the pinned comment. Now, the problem that all investors do face from time to time is we all have, usually at some point, more than one broker. In fact, I think I've got about 24 brokers that I use on a regular basis for different reasons. Some of them to buy shares in Hong Kong, some of them to buy shares in the States, and some of them to buy meme tokens. No, I'm joking, I don't buy meme tokens, but you know what I mean. There is Robinhood, Webull, Free Trade, 212, there is Interactive Brokers, there's hundreds out there to choose from. A majority of people in the world of getting free stocks if you sign up have multiple platforms. Now, I myself found it hard a couple of years ago to put all of this data into one location. I bought Excel after Excel that can openly track stocks, but majority of them only focus on the US. There's not many companies that are out there, or Excels, that can track stocks in the UK, Hong Kong, Shanghai, wherever it may be, until I found SHARESIGHT. Now, it's going to sound like a paid promotion, there's no way around it. Although being fully transparent with you, if you sign up with SHARESIGHT using the link in the description, I do get a little kickback. But you also get 4 months free if you use that link. So I am sort of talking about a company that you can benefit from too, and it is genuinely a company I use every single day. If you're a member of the chat room, you will have seen this platform screenshotted time after time after time. And if you don't want to sign up, then you can still enter the competition to win 1 year for free and try it out for yourself. Now, before we dive into some of my favorite features and also a little setup on how to set up your own portfolio, I want to just say here that I don't use all of the features on SHARESIGHT. I know maybe I should, especially the tax one, but I have an accountant that I pay a hell of a lot of money for to sort out my taxes, so I don't want to actually help them at all. But I'm going to dive into some of the best features that I feel a new user can benefit with SHARESIGHT. We're going to build a portfolio together and go through it, and I'm also going to give you my favorite features with this platform. Some of these features include diversification reports, sector reports, taxable income reports, dividend diversification reports, future income reports, and the list just goes on. They are adding to it all the time. You can even see how your total portfolio from multiple brokers is doing against the S&P or even an individual stock. Again, my favorite feature is the fact that I can put everything in one place. Companies that are listed in US, companies that are listed in the UK, even in Europe, and even in Hong Kong. These stocks are all valued in different currencies, and I can get them converted at a new conversion rate into US dollars or a currency that I choose and get a total valuation in one place. And they also have an app, so I can do this on the go. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to make a mock portfolio, and I'm going to take you through the emotions of why I actually like this software. First thing, you can see my main portfolio. One of the best things I like about this is you can create different portfolios. So if you wanted to have one that is long-term for your pension, you can have that in there like a 401k. And if you want to have something that's a little bit more speculative, you can throw that in as well. We're going to go ahead and create a new portfolio, and we're going to call this one Test. Because, well, it is a test. You then go ahead and you put in your tax returns. I'm going to put in the United Kingdom because, well, that's where I pay most of my taxes. And we can click Create Portfolio. We then come up with a few questions. We're going to manually add a trade, but we can import them directly from a broker, which will save you a lot of time. Or you could import them from an Excel file if you are indeed tracking it already on some bogus Excel. But for us, we're going to do manual, and to be honest, that's the one I tend to use the most anyway. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to add some stocks from different exchanges around the world. We're going to add BP in the UK, British Petroleum, dead simple, You just click in the ticker there, and you go and find the one that's relevant. It's on the London Stock Exchange. There it is there, BP. Click it, dead easy. We then pick a date that we bought BP. I'm going to say that we bought BP in 2020, around about, let's say, July 16th. And it says there that this is the price of BP close on that date. So I'm just going to go ahead and click that price there so we can see it at the bottom. But of course, you can actually put the price you paid in if you got it at a different one. And we're going to say we bought, I don't know, 1,500 shares, which would be a total of £4,600 back on that date. Click Save Trade, and you will see some magic happen right now. Our portfolio is there, and we can see BP has been added. But we're not over. We're going to add also Tesla from the US. It's going to be probably the biggest performer in our portfolio. Tesla is listed on the NASDAQ. Tesla, we're going to say we bought it in January the 20th at that price. And we're going to say we bought 20 shares, which would mean we paid $12,000 for Tesla. We're then going to go ahead and add the next one, which is going to be Tencent over in the China, I think it is, or Hong Kong, sorry, Hong Kong. I'm going to say we bought 100 shares, which is about £6,000. We're then going to say that we also added VW, which is actually listed in Europe, or in France, is it? I can't remember. Let's go with the French version. Why not? And say we bought 25 of them, which is about £3,000. Again, because I clicked the UK at the beginning, we can see the portfolio is actually valued in pounds. You can change that if it's US. It will all be valued in dollars. And then we're going to add one more in the US. We're going to add Microsoft, MSFT. And we're going to say that we bought Microsoft this year. Okay, so now we have our portfolio set up, and here we can see some basic information if we scroll down. Now the first thing I want to do here is I want to change this to a graph performance, because for me that's personally what I use. Looks a little bit better. And we can also change a few things here as well by adding a benchmark. Now I suggest you do this because you could be actually losing against the S&P 500. Now you could put in here Apple if you wanted to, and you can check it against Apple. But for me, I'm going to put in the SPY, the S&P 500 tracker, ASX, that'll do. And we will see now how this portfolio has performed to the SPY. So if we click the first column and we go down, we can click a time frame. I'm going to go since the first purchase I ever made, which I believe would have been BP at this point. And we can see that this portfolio that we've just made would have actually lost to the S&P 500. So this portfolio would have had a total return of 4%, where the S&P 500 in the same period would have made 16%. But we can go down and we can see by the market how much we've made, what our currency gain is as well. This is another good feature because our portfolio is going to be valued in pounds because that's what we picked. And also the euro for the Volkswagen, you can see there, is actually lost on its currency. We can see that Tencent is actually made because the pound's got stronger over the currency there. And we can also see that over the US dollar, we've actually made money as well. So here you can see the currency gain overall and also your unrealized gains. Now, also the big feature, we can see our total dividends, and that is a key feature. And that's what these numbers here mean as well, is that you've been paid a dividend, and you can click on it and see what actually you want to do with it. Do you want to automatically allocate it, or do you want to take the cash out? Now, I personally do not allocate dividends, so I just leave that as it is, but that comes down to you as an investor. Now, from this here, we can then go ahead and just simply add a new holding. So we're going to say that we've just bought more shares in, let's say, Microsoft. We bought them on Friday, and this is a dead easy way. Let's say we paid the same price and we bought another 15 shares of that. We can just quickly simply add that, and we will see if we go down to our portfolio, like magic, they are now added. So we now got 22 shares of Microsoft there, which doesn't make sense. Maybe I messed up on the math initially because I'm rushing this video. Now, before we move on to my favorite features with this platform, like the diversification reports and sector reports, let's have a little trivia to see who wins the 1-year free membership. Now, I will be doing this draw on March the 1st, and a very simple question that me and SHARESIGHT have in common. SHARESIGHT's actually an Australian company, and Australia was discovered by a man called Captain Cook, or at least from the Western world it was discovered. Now, Captain Cook, funnily enough, was born in Middlesbrough, which is a town I grew up in the UK. So let's have a Captain Cook, Australia, SHARESIGHT, LWT question. What is Captain Cook's first name? Drop that down in the comments, and on March the 1st, if you've got it right, I will do the draw. If you win, I'll get in contact with you. So now going back to the platform, we can see that if I click on the report section, we've got performance reports. You can have a sold securities report, see past performance, future income, which is based mainly on interest, dividends, etc. Diversification reports are good as well because you can see what sector you're having diversification to. So if you've got too much in internet or retail or even something like the motor industry, cough, cough, Tesla, NEO, etc., then you can see that too. You've also got contributions reports, multi-currency, and a tax income report, which I think is very important for a lot of investors because we keep getting asked questions on what taxes you should pay. To simply answer it, depends where you live. So there you have it, a quick video on SHARESIGHT, a company I genuinely use every single day to monitor all my stocks, what I have from multiple brokers. Again, the biggest benefit is if you have multiple brokers, multiple platforms, and are buying multiple stocks from different jurisdictions, I think this is an absolute no-brainer, and it pays for itself time after time. If I've got a big exposure into something like BP, which I had a lot of last year, whenever I was looking at buying a new position from a different broker, and by the way, most of my stocks I have spread over multiple brokers, then I could go in and see how much my total exposure is to and say, have I got too much or too little? A good example of that is recently with Alibaba, again, spread over several brokers. I went in there and I realized I'm coming up to my 1,000 share limit. I bought my last bit and that's me done. I wouldn't have known that or wouldn't have really took that much notice of it if I wasn't using SHARESIGHT on a daily basis. So again, if you sign up via the link down in the description, you get 4 months free. If you found this video beneficial and you're interested in SHARESIGHT, drop the code word down below, which is kangaroo. Drop that down in the comments. Check out that video for more on value investing. That's it from me. Hope you found it beneficial. Take care. Peace.